Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a what's in my bag video, and I'm going to be talking about all the different resources that I've used in residency and that I recommend for you guys when you start your training. So if you want to see what I have going on in my bag, then please keep watching. So first things first is when you start residency, you're going to be so happy and so overwhelmed, and you're going to think of all the million things that you need to get and bring with you. And first things first is you're going to need to have a bag. A nice professional work bag, a bag that can carry a lot of stuff, but something that's still not too big where you just lose everything that's in there. So, obviously guys will bring backpacks, but for us ladies, you wanna have a nice tote bag, something that has a zipper and something that's not too big and not too bulky. So I got this Michael Kors bag in my first year, right before I started, in this neutral tan color, and it's been very, very helpful, and it's stood with me all through the last 3 years. The handles have worn down a little bit because I just hold it up here like this most of the day. But yeah, it's really big, and it has 3 compartments and then a separate zipper compartment here for my wallet and keys, and that's pretty much what I use. I have so much stuff in here, and this carries water bottle, coffee, all my snacks. There's a central compartment in here for your laptop. So I like to keep my laptop sometimes with me, but at least I know if it is in my bag, it's well protected. So let's go over the first few things. So let me pull out all the books that I've used and that I will recommend to you guys, and all the different things that we all need. So let's get all that started. Okay, so first things first, I talked about this in my family medicine residency video. I'll put the picture of what the thumbnail was so you guys can click into that as well. So the first thing I talked about in that video is what I found was so important that everybody needed is a planner. So I talked in detail about my planner in that video and what the importance of that planner is. So not only are you gonna have to write down so many things, these planners actually, this one is from Target, these planners actually start with the first month in there being July 1st, which is when you start your training. So it's actually so helpful because the first month in this planner is July 1st, or July, I should say. And you just write all the different things in there that you need. So I've highlighted so many things, all my different clinics, all the different places I have to go, things I have to do, deadlines of different projects and things like that. So definitely get yourself a planner. And there's so many cute ones. This one is from Target, Walmart has them. There's just so many nice places. So get a planner, okay? Planner is the first one. Next thing is, and I'm sure most of you might already have something like this or follow along with other seniors who would have different things like this. Oh, this has some papers in here. Let me remove that. But this is a clipboard. So this is a cute clipboard, and it's a medical clipboard, and it folds in half, so it's easy to put in your pocket. And it's got some medical things in the back here to help you out with different formulas and stuff. I don't necessarily use this now, but it is helpful for your inpatient rotations because you're gonna get a lot of papers with your hospital rotations. You're gonna get patient lists with your medical service. So it's nice to just slip things in here, fold it up, and then keep it in your pocket, and this is with you everywhere you go. Highly recommend you get these foldable clipboards, okay? Now, next step is resources. Now, I will say that there are so many medical resources that you can use in order to help with your rotations and help with your medical knowledge in residency. As a first-year resident, you're gonna be so overwhelmed with what type of information you should use as your main source. And I will say that there are both online and physical copy resources you can use. So as a first-year resident, everybody will recommend you get this pocket medicine book. This was pretty affordable. I would say it's less than $40, And again, this is really tiny. This is smaller than the clipboard. So what you do is you get the clipboard, you get this, and this literally has everything you need to know for medicine in general, but definitely inpatient medicine. I have used this on so many nights where my attending is not answering the phone, or you just feel like, ugh, I just want to get this answer done myself instead of asking anybody for help. So this book has been very, very helpful. But what I will say is it's quite dense. So this is quite a dense book, and it's just got a lot of information in it. For some people, this might be difficult to read and difficult to understand. Like in one page, there's just so much information, right? So this is helpful for some people, but for some people, maybe not. So the other resource that I recommend is this online med-ed intern guide. Okay, this is really, really nice. So this also was really affordable. This was $40 to $50, and you buy this from the online med-ed website. And this really just breaks things down in a much simpler way. And look at the amount of information on each page. It's much more simplified. So you can annotate in here, you can write what you think is important. And there's just nice little snippets in the booklet itself on different philosophies, inspiring, stories and different things that you can learn and read while you're a first-year resident that will really help you in terms of your future way that you approach clinical medicine. So I really enjoyed using this as my main resource. This is a little bit bigger, but I definitely can shove this in some of my white coats and make this work, because I think that this is just a lot easier to read and to write into. There's different sections on ICU medicine, on all the different medications and things you do in certain emergency situations that it is just so helpful. Like, I just really feel that this is the best thing that you can use. So guys, definitely check this out. I'll put a link for it down below. This is not sponsored. I just myself use this as a first-year resident, and I found this the most helpful. Definitely you'll make your own notes and shortcuts and different things like that, and keep it in your other foldable clipboard. But in terms of resources and what I keep in my book when I'm in a pinch are all of these books right here. Now, in terms of online resources, there are two main resources you will use as a resident. From the day you start your first year residency, and I'm guessing until you graduate and you become an attending and move on with your life. So those two resources are AAFP and UpToDate. So most hospital systems actually have UpToDate built into their computers, and when you make an account with your hospital system, you will be able to log into UpToDate when you're at home or on your computers while you're at work. And you can even download the UpToDate app on your phone and access it anywhere you are. So let's say you have a question, or you need to look up a medication dose, or you're just not sure about the management of any condition, UpToDate all of that. Literally, I have my work phone right here, and I have UpToDate, and I have the UpToDate app. I have also Medscape as an app, which is also another free app, but I prefer using UpToDate if I can. And you don't have to pay for it. Again, the hospital has it already downloaded for you once you register and your program opens up your account with them. And yeah, it's gonna be just that easy. So UpToDate is definitely also a very lengthy website. Once you type in any condition, it is kind of difficult to get through all of that and to kind of decipher out what's important. But once you kind of get the hang of it and learn what it is they're trying to explain to you, it's easy to pick out what's important in there. If you feel like UpToDate is a bit too dense and a little bit too wordy, and there's just a little bit too much going on, kind of how I described the orange booklet, I highly recommend looking up the AFP articles of the topic that you're trying to learn about. So the American Academy of Family Physicians is the AAFP, and they have a website that has essentially an article or a peer-reviewed case report or a document explaining almost every single condition there is in family medicine. So it'll say a family medicine approach to abdominal pain. And you can look up that article, read their explanation, and then kind of decipher out what it is that you want to do. So AFP is highly, highly, highly recommended, and they have questions, they have a question bank, and that resource is what you will use and study all throughout your training, especially leading up to your board exam, which is actually done by the ABFM. So the ABFM and AFP are very closely connected in how they ask their questions. So it's also always a good thing to learn the material the way the AAFP likes to explain it. So yeah, so that is definitely what I have to say about all the resources. So your phone is obviously your #1 resource, all these books, and all your own notes that you make when you're on your rotations. I also like to carry just a little notebook that's just blank, and I can just write little tidbits of information here and there, clinical pearls from different attendings. So they say, if this doesn't work, do this, or if that doesn't work, try that. I just try and write so many things down, just little lists, different things, just through my rotation experience, and I try to go back through this every once in a while to remember what I wrote and to kind of learn it and have it sink in. But yeah, it's really nice. You can use these for admissions and just all throughout your clinical time. You're gonna have lots of notes, and just try to have everything organized in one place so you don't have papers just everywhere. So the next things that you're gonna need when you're in residency are obviously the materials that doctors use, which now in the time of coronavirus and this pandemic, you're definitely gonna need a mask. So, I have the FIGS fabric masks here that I use, which are really comfy and stylish. They kind of go with my FIGS scrubs. The hospitals and the clinics that you work at will also give you like proper N95s. So these are all really helpful. And, I always try to keep 1 or 2 extras in my bag. You're also going to need, obviously, a stethoscope. So I have this black stethoscope, which is a Littmann. I think this is a Cardio 4. So this is one of the more expensive ones, but you got to invest in making sure that you have good equipment, because your program doesn't necessarily provide you with a stethoscope. You have to buy this on your own. So make sure that you purchase a really, really good stethoscope. Yeah, I'm just looking here. It is a Cardio 4. And get a good stethoscope that you're going to be able to use every single day, and you are going to be confident in that it's going to, be a good piece of equipment and help you when you need to use it. So definitely highly, highly recommend the Littmann Cardio 4 stethoscopes. I love this so much. I got it in black. I also have it in purple, and I just keep a backup in my car just in case if I ever lose this or it gets stolen. You just never want to be in a situation where you don't have a stethoscope or the right equipment at work. Another thing that's important is a reflex hammer. So I do keep one of these in my bag. I mean, obviously our clinics do have most of this equipment in each room, but I do have my own reflex hammer just in case. So this is important. Another thing that's really important when you start residency is making sure that you have your badges on you. So in my bag, I always have my badges. I'll try not to show off too many of the names, but I have 2 sets of badges because I go to 2 different hospital systems in my residency. And depending on which rotation you're on and where you gotta go, you have to go to multiple different hospitals, different clinics. They have, badge and key access, or you just need to have identification so people know that you work there. So you gotta make sure you have your badges on you. You don't wanna be anywhere without these badges. One of these badges is also my parking pass, so I can't park anywhere and get in the garage if I don't have this on me. So make sure you have that. In my misogyny video, I talked about people not recognizing that I am one of the physicians. So what I did is, let me just take this sticker off. What I did was I got one of these physician badges that is just blank and it just says physician on the bottom. I got it on Amazon. This was like probably a couple dollars. I don't even remember. But what's really nice is they have all different titles. You can get one that says resident, I had that too, but I found people didn't even know what a resident was. So I like the one that says physician. So I think that this is the best. So if you're somebody who feels like, oh, people are not going to recognize me or know that I work there, definitely invest in one of these physician badges. I think it's highly, highly worth it. And obviously, one of the other most important things is making sure you have charging cables. Have charging cables for everything, your laptop, your cell phone, your, beeper, whatever, I even carry extra batteries in here. And then, you gotta have like tons and tons of pens, highlighters, chapstick. Oh, here's my batteries for the pagers. Let's see, I have some hand sanitizer. You really gotta just have everything in here when you're in a pinch. I have my wallet here. I got a small little card holder wallet. That way it's just easy for me to pick things up whenever I gotta go. I have a little pouch here that has some medicine, it has some perfume, it has a hand sanitizer, one of my spare car keys. So it's really good to just make sure you have all of these things on hand in case there's any emergency, because you can't always go home and you can't just leave work, there's responsibilities, and it's just better to just have some Tylenol or Advil or backups, Tums, whatever you need, just so that you have everything in here and you don't have to go and leave and make a bigger hassle than it has to be, right? And obviously one of the last and most important things is your white coat. So your residency program will most likely give you a white coat. You're gonna get one already given for you with your name embroidered, and it's gonna be large, oversized, it's gonna be like a big sack. But it's gonna be big enough that you can put all of this stuff in there. All of these books I carried in my old residency white coat. I did buy a new Metalita white coat because I was looking to just wear something a little more tailored and a little nicer when I'm doing my clinical rotations, and you're allowed to do that as long as you wear your badge that identifies where you're from and who you are and what program you work with. It is nice, but definitely make sure that you take care of your white coat, you bleach it, you keep it clean and hung up in the back of your car, and you just look professional and put together at all times. People are going to look to you as somebody that is someone that is knowledgeable, and you have to kind of carry that with respect and with dignity and with looking and dressing well. I know I joke around that it's funny that we kind of all wear scrubs and we look kind of like schleppy, and most interns are so tired and sleep deprived that they don't always look their best, but it's important to always put your best foot forward and to reflect that in your white coat especially. So yeah, this is my what's in my bag video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know if you have any questions or you want me to talk about anything more in detail, and I will definitely leave all links below and all the different books and resources that I talked about here. And please DM me on Instagram if you have any other questions, or message me down here. Leave me a comment, like the video if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe and stick along through the journey. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys. Thank you.